Suppose you have met an Indonesian girl, perhaps online, or you have approached her, or you met her at your work if you're working in Indonesia, and now it's time for your first date. You ask her and she agreed, and now the question is, how do you set up the whole thing? What do you do on your first date and what do you don't do? And this is the topic of today's video, the do's and don'ts of dating Indonesian women, especially on your first date. And I have good news for you already. You can leave your Lamborghini, the fancy handbag and the expensive resorts. You can keep it at your home. You don't need these tools, okay? Why? I will explain to you during this video. Okay. Before we start, before I explain to you the do's and don'ts, and these are solely based on my own personal experience of dating Indonesian women. I have done many videos about that in the past. You want to check out these videos if you want to know more how I got started and this and that. Before you go into your first date with an Indonesian girl, I strongly advise that you learn about the culture a little bit. I assume if you are dating or want to date an Indonesian woman that you are interested in the culture. I assume that, but some guys, they don't really care. You know, they are maybe just after some other stuff, the bedroom stuff maybe, and they don't really care about culture and this and that. So for those of you, I think this video here is not suitable because you are not serious. You're not serious about relationship with an Indonesian woman, which is legit, you know, you want to have fun, then I suggest to you just go to the bars in Jakarta, hook up with some of these bar girls and have fun. That's all legit, that's all okay, no problem. But if you are really interested to date an Indonesian woman, especially on your first date, you're dating her for the first time, and you want to impress her, you know, then it's good to learn about her culture, the country, some costumes and stuff like that. Also, try to put yourself in her shoes, okay? Because it is a different culture. I've spoken about this in other videos. And you need to understand that. If you're coming from a Western country, you bring all your Western prejudices and biases and opinions with you in your handbag, in your carry-on baggage, so to speak, and then you unload everything in Indonesia. The girl maybe, or maybe you have dated already some Asian girls before, maybe you are a pro, or maybe you're very experienced, but the girl maybe it's her first time to date a foreigner, a bule, how they say in Indonesia, you know. So have a little bit of sympathy and compassion and try to put yourself in her shoes, you know, before the date. Get into this state of mind, you know, and that automatically will make you already more sensitive, you know, that kind of stuff. Now, before your first date, what do you want to do and what do you don't want to do? And I go step by step through the sequence of a date, and I will give you the do's and the don'ts. So what you definitely should do, I'm saying should, I'm not saying you have to do it or like you must do it. It's just an advice based on my experience. What you should definitely do is to take the initiative, plan and lead the date. I'm talking about the location, for example, okay? Why do you have to do that? That is already one thing. If you understand Indonesian culture a little bit, and if you have preferably done some research already before you date, Indonesian women are very shy and passive, yeah, by nature, and they expect from you that you lead, that you take the initiative. So this includes also your first date. So you would propose the location of the place you meet, okay? Of course, you stay open for suggestions. Maybe she will say, no, I don't like that place, or can we meet near my home because it's closer to my home. Then you of course agree and be a gentleman and accommodate her requests, okay? What you don't do is that you just ask her where to meet. That's what you shouldn't do, because she will just say, oh, it's up to you. If you ask her, for example, should we meet at Starbucks? She will most likely say, it's up to you. So for Indonesian girls, it's always up to us anyway. So, they expect you to lead, to take the initiative, propose a place of meetup, and then most of the time the girl will agree. And if not, no problem, then just be flexible, okay? Now, where to meet, also very important. In Indonesia, a very conservative country, I suggest, and this is what I've always been doing, to meet in a public place, okay? This is what you do. You want to meet in a public place. This includes a coffee shop, an ice cream shop, a restaurant, not a fancy one though, movie theater, a park, the beach, these kind of things, It is common sense. You don't know this girl, she don't know you. You meet in a public space, yeah? What you definitely don't want to do is to invite her straight away to your room, to your hotel room or to your apartment or that kind of stuff. No Indonesian woman will do that, in my experience, unless she works in a certain trade, where it is clear what the business is going to be about. But a normal, good, regular Indonesian woman will not just follow you on your first date or meet you inside your apartment, These women are not stupid either, They know most likely what you have in mind, okay? Also, meeting in public spaces is important for the girls, because sometimes it can happen, and you need to be aware of this, that they will bring a friend along or a cousin or some acquaintance, This can happen. It happened to me. It's called, in English, we call it chaperone, So this, by the way, also happens in the Philippines many times, When you date a girl for the first time, she will let you know, she will ask you, is it okay if I bring my cousin? Is it okay if I bring my best friend? It's not like she wants to bring a bunch of friends and then you invite them all for lunch or dinner or for ice cream. There are certain girls, they think that way, but most of the time, why an Indonesian woman wants to bring a chaperone, her best friend or a cousin, is because she feels more safe that way, okay? Because, again, these girls are very shy. You are probably the first foreigner she is going to meet. Put yourself in her shoes. That's a big thing for her. So bringing her best friend with her is just making her feel more secure, more safe, and way more comfortable. So just accommodate this. You don't lose anything, Most of the time when you guys really click and you got some chemistry going during the first date and things go well, then the chaperone automatically also will take note of that and will separate a little bit, so you will have your privacy. But also bringing a chaperone, a best friend or cousin or family member, is also important for another reason, because later when your date is finished and you go home and she is going her way, she will ask her chaperone, her friend or cousin or whatever, about her opinion about you or me, And this opinion is also very important and to your date, to the girl. So it's actually a good thing, If you, let's say, are able to market yourself properly in a serious way, in a way that you are really interested to date this girl, then if the chaperone also has a good opinion about you, that just helps you at the end, right? So how do you dress up actually before you meet your Indonesian girl, your Indonesian woman you want to date for the first time? Straightforward, same way you dress up in Europe or in America or in Australia and Western countries. You know, you wanna make sure you're well dressed. You know, you're neat, you are presentable. Yeah, put on some nice clothes. You know, no need to wear designer stuff and things like that. Just use your common sense. The most important thing is you present yourself in a clean and neat way, okay? Do you need to shave, for example? That's a good question. Since recently my girlfriend now, she is hinting at me that she don't like that kind of beard I'm having now, you know, this 3-day stuff. And many Asian girls actually don't like it. They consider it not clean for what reason ever. I try to explain to my girlfriend that in Western culture and countries, this is actually also a sign of masculinity. It's fashionable, you know, many men in Western countries, they wear a beard, you know, and mine is not even that bad, right? It's just 3 days or 4 days. But, you know, in these cultures, you know, the local men, they don't grow any beard. Most of them don't have it. They don't have facial hair, but we have. So anyway, therefore I propose you better shave, okay? Unless you have already a grown beard and it's neat and it's presentable, then no need to do that, because this also stands for your personality and your character, right? Just because the girl likes the beard doesn't mean you have to take it off. You know, you don't need to succumb to everything. That this is not what their women want anyway. You know, what these women want anyway. They want a guy who leads. You know, who has personality and character. You know, and stuff like that. So sometimes I shave, sometimes I don't shave. It doesn't really matter. It's more about your personality. It's just an advice from my side here. What you don't want to do, definitely, is dress up like a skater or a basketball player, you know, arriving with your basketball shirt, you know, visible tattoos and stuff. Most of the girls in Indonesia, they don't have any tattoos, they don't like it. I don't know how their opinion is about guys who have tattoos. I know these times many guys have tattoos. That's your own preference. I'm not saying anything about that. I don't have any tattoos personally. I don't like it. But yeah, I think tattoo is not a big thing as long as it's not in your face, you know, or something like that. But don't dress up like a skateboarder, you know, or like the basketball player, you know. Have some decent, nice clothes, you know. I mean, nothing against skaters, you know. I used to wear skater clothes when I was younger. I liked them, you know, but don't do it on your first date with an Indonesian woman, you know. The next thing, during a first encounter and throughout your entire meeting and date, be a gentleman, okay? And this is just common sense to me and maybe to some other guys. I don't know about the young guys today, how they tick and think, but when I was a little younger, you know, I was taught still to, let's say, open the door for the woman, you know, open the door of the car or open the door of the coffee shop you're entering, you know, these little things, okay? Just show your respect, be a gentleman, do that kind of stuff, okay? What you certainly don't need to do is bring her flowers. You know, but Marcel, you just said, be a gentleman. Can I not just bring her also a bouquet of flowers? No, you don't need to do that. I mean, it's a little bit too much, you know. It's your first date. You don't want to propose to her. It's not her birthday or whatever. Even it's her birthday, you don't need to bring her flowers. In my opinion, you invite her for some ice cream or to her favorite cake and then you pay the bill, you know. These little things, they matter more than this big impression stuff, you know, I will talk about in a minute. So yeah, you don't need to bring flowers or even gifts, you know. No need to do that, you know. Next one. Yeah, this is very important. Now you have met the girl, you entered, let's say, into a coffee shop, you taken your seats, you ordered your food and your coffee, whatever. What are you actually going to talk about? It doesn't really matter what you talk about, assuming hopefully that this girl can speak a little bit of English. I hope that's the case. If it's not the case, it's gonna be difficult. You know, you have to use a translation app. But anyway, so let's assume you can have conversation, you know, she speaks some decent English. It's not really important what you talk about, it's more important that we have a relaxed atmosphere going on. I've done videos about it in the past. How to make an Indonesian girl feel comfortable is the title of one of these videos. Go into these dates, or go into this date as you would go into a meeting with one of your best friends you know already for 20 or 30 years, you know. If you go into a meeting with your best friend, you know you're gonna be very relaxed, you know you can trust this guy, you know you can let loose, you can talk about many things. Try to get into this mindset also. Yeah, you will be tense, you will be nervous, of course. She is more nervous than you. But try to get into this mindset, you know, be relaxed, you know, get into this talking to a best friend mindset, ask her questions, be interested, you know. If you want people to be interested in you, then you have to be interested in them first. This is a basic rule. Also listen to her, you know. Be interested, ask questions and listen to her. Be humorous, make fun if you can, tease her maybe also a little bit, not straight from the beginning. Teasing comes in later when you already established some kind of rapport. Indonesian women loved to be teased, you know. When you are able to tease a woman, then it also conveys that you are very confident and comfortable with yourself, okay? This is what these girls and women will receive, you know, from you. This is subtle psychology, but it's important to know. But crack some jokes, you know. Indonesian women like to laugh. They are funny people, you know. I hope you have noticed that already while strolling around Indonesia through the roads and streets and shopping malls, you know, and through the community. If you can make an Indonesian woman laugh, trust me, this is 50% of the whole thing. And like any other woman wants to laugh. If you can make any woman laugh, you know, you move up in her books a lot. Now, we talked about conversations and what to do. Now, what you don't want to do during your conversations with that woman. And I mentioned this already in previous videos, but I repeat it here again because it's worth remembering. Do not brag. Do not impress her with material things. That's why no need to bring your Lamborghini. You don't need to pick her up from her village with your Lamborghini. And once you picked up her with your Lamborghini, you don't need to hand over a fancy Gucci handbag to her. And after you handed that over to her, you don't need to drive to a fancy, expensive resort. No need to do that, you know. Don't brag. Don't talk too much about yourself and what you've done and what you have achieved. And then I have a big house and I have I have 3 cars now, and I'm a manager and a CEO, and I'm a big crypto investor and I make so much money. These women don't want to hear that, you know. Don't waste your time. I understand. It is in our genes somehow as men that we want to impress women. This is just how it is, okay? We want to impress the woman. But we also need to understand how women actually work and tick. We tick in a certain way, we men tick in a certain way, but women, they tick differently. And this is already the case in European countries, you know. So now this is an Indonesian woman. She is like 10,000 kilometers away from your home country. Different culture, different mindset, different everything. So the fact that you are spending time with her in that coffee shop, she is already impressed by that fact alone, you know. She is happy to meet you. Otherwise, she would not have agreed to date you in the first place. It's a big thing for her. This is what she is impressed with. And she would be even more impressed if you are a gentleman, if you are polite, if you respect her, if you can make her laugh, if you are knowledgeable a little bit about her culture, you know. And yes, you pay the bill at the end, but this is not something she will be happy about, you know. Just to let you know, so you don't need to throw cash at her and brag about your income or position. This is very important to remember, also throughout the dating process. I forgot one thing in regards to the previous point, what you don't actually know. Regarding the conversation, what you also don't want to do, I said to be humorous and crack some jokes. That's all fine, but don't make jokes about her family or politics stuff or religion. Now, this is a no-go area. This is banned from your conversation, okay? I know in European countries we can discuss this a little bit more openly. But I know from America, for example, there it's a taboo, and also in Indonesia. Don't discuss, talk, or even crack jokes about religion, her family, or politics. You know, it's none of your business during this date. Let's continue. Yeah, during your date, always be polite, be respectful. Yeah. For me, it's just common sense. This is manners you should have. Social skills, so to speak. Don't be rude, don't be noisy. You know, Western guys tend to be noisy. Again, it comes from the mindset of impressing the girl, you know, being overly noisy and funny and macho style. The Indonesian culture is more quiet and more conservative. Yeah, Indonesian people are also very funny and can be noisy and loud when they are among themselves, you know, when they feel safe and comfortable, they let loose, you see this. But you're on a date. And you don't know, no need to play that Hollywood style of kind of guy we are used to see from these movies, you know. Like, just stay humble. You will impress her much more with your humbleness, you know. Be polite, be humble. Don't touch her also. Yeah? Don't do this. Not on your first date. Don't touch. Remember, these girls are very shy and very conservative, yeah. In some Western cultures, it's normal that you touch, you know, but you don't do this on your first date, okay? So, at the end of your date, if everything went well, of course, I mentioned this already, you want to pay the bill. This is just common sense. This is how it is in these cultures, okay? You pay for her coffee, for her tea, for her ice cream, for the movie theater, and even for her taxi to get home, or the motorbike, if she did not bring her own motorbike. At least you can offer that to pay the taxi fare. If she don't want, then also accept and respect that. If she says, no, I can pay my own taxi, then just let her pay her own taxi. But you can be so nice and gentleman to offer that to her. But definitely, you want to pay the bill. This is what you do. What you don't do, give her cash at the end of your date, some tip money or something. This is silly. You don't do that. I think even the girl would feel offended if you do that, you know. No cash at the end of your date, no tip, because you feel, oh, this poor girl, she just told me about her family and they are all rice farmers and this and that. No, I'm obliged or I'm feel obligated to give her some cash. No, you don't need to do any kind of that stuff. Also, you don't need to give her a gift at the end of the day. Remember, she already received her gift. That was dating you and meeting you, okay? Now, farewell. When it's time to say goodbye, just keep it simple, respect the norms, respect the traditions. You can give her You can do a handshake if she likes to do that. Some girls don't like to shake hands, some girls do, they don't have issues. You have to figure it out during your date. You can wave your hand, say bye-bye, thank you, it was nice meeting you, compliment her also, you know, that you like the date, the conversation also, and you enjoy it. This gives her some feedback, and also it makes her feel more comfortable also, you know. If she likes you, even better for her, but also give her some feedback, assure her that you like the date, that you enjoy it also, you know, and that's it. What you don't do is to give her a hug or even kissing her on her cheeks. Absolutely no go, don't do that. And remember, no sexual affection even in public in Indonesia. Even married couples don't show affection for each other in public. This is just the culture and how it is. What's the time? Oh, 25 minutes already. I have to hurry up. No hugging, no kissing, like I know in Switzerland, for example, or in Italy, you know, even on your first date, you meet with like 2 or 3 kisses on the cheek of the woman, you know. This is normal, but this is not normal in Indonesia. Be aware of this, okay? Once you reach your home, text her again, saying that, just send her a quick message that you enjoyed, you know, and that you want to see her again if you're really interested. It gives her some kind of assurance, you know. This is just how Indonesian women are. Many of them are insecure also about themselves. I know the Indonesian women who are watching this video, you know, don't like to hear that, but this is just my experience. And I also know from dates I had before and from my current girlfriend that when you date an Indonesian woman, they feel the pressure of always having to entertain you somehow, because they don't want to come across as bored to you, you know. So I don't know if all Indonesian women tick that way or think that way or feel that way. Or is it only because when they meet foreigners, or is it also when they meet their own Indonesian man, you know? But I know that when they met with me, most of them later they admitted that they felt the pressure of always entertaining me and doing this, doing that, and funny here, funny there, blah blah blah, because they don't want to come across as bored, you know, because nothing is worse for these ladies if you think, oh, she's bored, she's boring, I don't want to have anything to do with her, you know. This is the kind of mindset, okay? So this is also something you need to know. And yeah, so you text her, and yeah, you text her and then let her know what you were feeling and thinking, and this is already enough for her, okay? And that's it. This is the entire typical first date process and progress, what I've experienced. Try to break it up for you. I hope it made sense. Also now, what will happen next after your first date? Well, nobody knows, you know, maybe she likes you, maybe she don't like you. In any case, you want to stay patient. That's what you do. You stay patient, okay? You don't want to push her, okay? You can text her from time to time or even every day, send her a good morning message. You will see anyway. If she is replying to you, she is maybe interested. If she's not replying to you, she's not interested. You will get the feeling when you go with the flow. There is no secret recipe here to figure out if she likes you or not. I mean, you also have some experience, right? At the end of the day, we are all human beings, so you will sense if she is interested or not. And if she's really interested in dating you or meeting you again, then she will let you know anyway. She will ask you, you know, or she will hint. She will drop certain hints. So, and you have to be just smart enough to figure them out. So, again, if you are lucky enough that this girl is interested in you, wants to see you further, then remember to not wanting to impress her with material things so much, okay? No Lamborghini, no fancy handbag or smartphone, no fancy resorts, yeah? Implement and practice high school dating. I've mentioned this in previous videos, you know, get into this high school dating mindset. Remember when you were in high school or some equivalent in your home country, when you were 16, 17, 18 years old, how did you date your first girls? You were not a millionaire, same like most of you are right now. There are no millionaires, even some of the guys pretending to be. You had no money, you know, you dated the girl, you went to the beach, you went to a park, you maybe went to the movie theaters, and even your parents paid for the movie theater, right? That's what you want to practice also with Indonesian women, you know, high school dating, keep it low profile, don't raise the bar too high, you know, otherwise you end up hooking up with the gold digger, you know, women are very smart. If a gold digger is figuring out that you have something to offer in material ways, then she will hook up with you. Keep it simple, spend time with her, not money so much. You know, it's about spending time with her. You want to get to know her. You know, you want to learn about her. You want to share, and she also wants to learn from you. And she is not learning from you by you constantly throwing cash at her and buying fancy stuff. The only thing she learns is, oh, he's an idiot. He thinks he needs to impress me. Okay, let's play that game, and then she will want all kind of things, you know. And then she's ripping you off. But this is not so much happening actually in Indonesia. There are other countries more famous for that, you know. Indonesian girls are really humble, and don't waste your time. Stick with the high school dating. Forget about your Lamborghini, okay? This is what you constantly have to remind yourself as a Western dude in Indonesia, you know, because we guys, we always want to impress, right? So, to conclude, be polite during your date. Be a gentleman, be respectful, okay? Point number 2, relax, okay? Just relax, okay? Point number 3, enjoy, of course, have some fun, you know. With fun, I mean fun, conversational fun, you know, enjoying your date, enjoying being with her in the coffee shop or on the beach, you know, that kind of fun, I mean, of course. Have sympathy for her, compassion, you know, put yourself in her shoes, you know, try to guess what she might be feeling or thinking. Remember, you are coming from 2 completely different cultural backgrounds, okay? And yeah, number 5, learn about the culture, okay? Always be interested. This is something Indonesian women are impressed by. If you know something about the culture already or are interested to learn, if you ask questions about her family, ask questions about her job, what is she doing? Yeah, a question about the family is always great. Ask her about her life, be interested, you know, what is her dream, what is she dreaming of, what is she liking, what is she hating, what you know, yeah, that kind of stuff, you know. And if you can follow some of these tips I just gave you here, which are based on my experience, and I'm not claiming to be a master in Indonesian dating, no. You know, sometimes you don't click, sometimes you got no chemistry going, the girl don't likes you, so what? That's it, you move on to the next. And sometimes I don't like the girl, so what to do? No need to cry about it, this is just the way life is. Sometimes you click, sometimes you don't click. But I think with these solid rules and tips, you can already achieve some success and present yourself accordingly and make yourself more interesting and serious also to the Indonesian woman. So with that being said, I'm checking out for today after 34 minutes. I hoped I could make this video a little bit shorter. I'm also talking very fast, but it's a very important topic today, especially for the newbies, you know, for the guys of you who want to travel to Indonesia to date. Yeah, let me know what you think. thanks for all your comments, or also recently for my latest video. Very interesting to read the comments. And I also suggest to you to read the other people's comments. They're very educating. I'm happy also that more and more Indonesian women now comment, you can really learn, and I also learn a great deal, I get more and more insights into the culture and how these people tick, it's very interesting. So please comment, tell us what you think, and then I'm gonna see you in hopefully one of my next videos. Take care, bye bye, terima kasih.